Steve, on the overall balance of things, are you happy with particularly the way you side finished the match?
Yeah, I think it was a good game from both sides. I thought the first half, it was like two big bulls in the ring, headbutting each other. They had momentum for the first 20, and then we managed to get a bit of ball and keep it and force them to make some tackles. And whilst we didn't score the points we wanted to score in that 20-minute phase, we did put them under a lot of pressure. And I think in the end, that pressure mounted, and in the second half we were able to take advantage of it.
Kieran, was it a plan to dismantle their lineup the way that you did, or was it just sort of seeing what's in front of you and hoping that?
We obviously want to put as much pressure on as you can. I think, tonight it really did come off. It won't always happen like that. I think once I guess we put a bit of pressure on them, they, perhaps keep going to the same spots where we were. So it'll be different next week, but it certainly, allowed us to keep the pressure on. Didn't let them settle into the game, and especially that second half.
Steve, what was the half-time talk?
Sorry?
Half-time talk.
Oh, no, it's pretty calm, as per usual. Forwards had a good yet about what they wanted to achieve, and Fozzie and the backs had a good yarn about what they wanted to. And it was just a matter of us doing our job, staying in process, and keeping the pressure that we'd started to build in that last 20 minutes of the first half on them, and then taking the opportunities that would arise out of that. And we managed to do that. We weren't 100% clinical, there's no doubt about that, but and there's plenty for us to work on come the next 7 days, but there's enough to be happy about.
What's the initial prognosis or diagnosis of Ryan?
Well, he's been knocked out, obviously, so he won't play next week. We've already ruled him out, and Rico doesn't look like he's going to be ready either, so he's got a hammy.
Kieran, what was it like to be back in the Lakers?
Sorry, mate?
Kieran, what was it like to be back after the injury?
Oh, it felt good. It's a special team to be a part of, and it probably hasn't felt like it's been that long, to be honest, between drinks, but to come back in, type of game here in Sydney, it's always a battle, and just it felt like it was a test match, and we had to work bloody hard for the victory. So those are the ones that you really remember and cherish.
Steve, what have you got to expect from the Wallabies next week?
Oh, they'll get better. That's the first thing. You've got to expect that they'll get better. A number of our players who got knocked out early in the Super Rugby, they haven't had a lot of footy, so the game will benefit them. They'll look to continue, that first 20 minutes they had where they, probably dominated the game a little bit, and so they'll want to build bigger and longer momentum patches. They'll tidy their lineup out for sure, and they'll be determined to come in. They're a hungry side, so what we've got to do is the key thing, and it's all very fine winning one, but you don't win the Bledisloe Cup just winning one. You've got to go out and earn the right to put both hands on it, and our preparation this week has to be spot on, and it has to be really genuine.
Ian, got a comment on Jack Hoodie stepping up and starting right?
He played well, didn't he? I know he's pretty nervous before the game, but I thought he really built on. He started as our last test in Dunedin against France and played well there, and he was physical with the ball when he needed to be, but he also showed some nice touches and developed some play for people outside him. So between that and his defensive effort, which is always pretty solid, it was really pleasing, and it's good to see a young fella go in there, play with a lot of confidence and get some reward.
What about Bowden's performance? Can you give us a few words on that?
Yeah, well, I was actually, pretty happy with Bodie. They're probably reflective of our whole team. I think we, both teams struggled to get smooth in attack, didn't they? There's a lot of pressure put on from the defence, whoever was defending, and Bodie had some really special moments, and then some other moments where probably we were just lacking a little bit of direction outside him. So a few little things to work on, but overall pretty happy.
Steve, kind of your reaction to Brodie's performance on his return, and also, particularly to that try?
Yeah, look, I think the biggest compliment you can give Brodie is that he plays with another guy who's a really special player, and Sam Whitelock. To play 100 Test matches for your country, you've got to be special. You're a generation type player. There's only 8 people now that have done that. Yet game after game, people talk about Brodie and cast that shadow over Sammy a bit, and I think that's not a reflection on how good Sammy is. It's actually a reflection on how good Guzzler is, and he's got everything, hasn't he? He's got a bit of mongrel, he's got set piece qualities, he can carry the ball, a great defender. So, they make a great locking combination, and they push each other around the park and around the training park as well. So, I can't speak highly enough of both of them.
Kieran, does Brodie get fined for lurking so much out wide still?
I think he's a bit tired. He'd been out of the game a wee bit as well, I guess. But no, he's, as what Steve said, it's opening up the space. We probably went there too early without actually creating the space for us. And when it did happen, I think guys like Brodie and the backs, I thought Waisaki had a great game out wide when it got to him, just to really give us a bit of momentum. So it was awesome.
Steve, given the way referees have officiated such tackles, were you surprised that Waisaki stayed on the field?
No, I thought it was a fair tackle, personally. I think Israel jumped a little bit in the air into the tackle, and that's my point about the game being fluid. Sometimes things can't be avoided, and I thought the referees and the touch judges tonight were very, very good. I think Yako had a great game in the semi-final of Super Rugby, and he's continued that form into this game. I thought he ref really well. So immediately, if you listen to the referee broadcast, both Wayne Barnes and Yako said penalty only. So they read it well, and I think it reflected on what should have been. There was no intent. Yeah.
Steve, Anton came into the game really early for you. What did you see from him, and are you confident enough that he can slide in next week?
Oh, look, we saw plenty from him. We've got a lot of faith in Anton. He's been with us now for a number of years and played a number of Test matches, and he's never let us down. So the reason we didn't want to start him was because we know he does that role off the bench really well, and it allowed Jack to start with a guy that he knows really well in Ryan, and be really clear about how he could start the game. So Albie's been given opportunity through an injury to Ryan, and he's come on and done really well. So having said that, we've got some quality people, Nani being one of them, who can play in that position. So we'll have to make some decisions over the next few days about who's going to start.
Kieran, the way the Wallabies, responded last year, is that a reminder that you guys can't take your eye off the ball going into Auckland?
Yeah, most definitely. All we've got is one hand on the trophy on the Bledisloe, so it's still up for grabs, and we need to reflect that in our preparation. That's going to be the key, I think. Can't rest on a good tough win tonight, and the guys will be proud of that and enjoy it. But yeah, really important that we just put that to the side, fly home to Auckland tomorrow, and look forward to playing in front of our own fans. And yeah, as you said, trying to back up a performance is hard thing in sport. Something we're really looking forward to do.